happening, people? It's your girl Mina. Welcome back to the channel. You already know what it is. It feels like it's been a long time since I've done a stream. I think the last time I actually did a stream was on Friday afternoon with Saeed. Saturday, no stream. Sunday, we had a video. Monday, we're back. Daily dose of Mina. You know what it is, man. Big up to everyone locked in on this glorious Monday afternoon. You lot know the schedule for Mondays. We do this stream and then we're on to the Straight Jacket podcast afterwards. Big up to everyone. Listen, be sure to hit the like button, guys. Be sure to subscribe, especially if you're new here. Welcome to the community. We gained a load of subscribers overnight. I know a lot of you guys are gassed. I know a lot of you lot are hyped about the game yesterday, and I am too. Big up to Yahya in the chat, says stay humbler. Yeah, listen, football is a humbler. Word to Saeed, football is a humbler. If anything's going to humble players and manager, it's going to be football. And you know what? Just before I went live, I just saw a comment reportedly from Phil Foden after the game yesterday where he said, I feel like we did enough to win the game, but we walked away with nothing. You guys did it. City, I tweeted this after the game. I said, had City won the game, it would have been a wool over everybody's eyes. It would have been a cover over everyone's eyes because City were not good. And any other team that had shooting boots would have scored quite a few goals against them. Bruno Fernandes, that chance he needs to put away. There were so many moments United had that they could have absolutely, I think, dismantled City. I genuinely think that. And yeah, I'm saying that now because United won 2-1, but throughout the game, I felt like United would win. Going into the game on Friday, I said, I think United can win 2-1. You know, leading up to the game, I remember I was watching the game when Bruno scored. I said, if Amad scores the winner, I might just lose it. And literally about 10 seconds later, Amad goes on to score the winner. But we got a lot to talk about, man. You lot know listen, the day after a win is always a good feeling, yeah? The day after a win is always a good feeling. But when it's off the back of a derby at the Etihad Stadium, where United haven't won in God knows how long. I think Oli was the last guy to win over there. It's nice. I mean, we haven't even won away to a top six since like Spurs, how many years ago? So it's really nice actually today to come and sit down and stream and have a smile on my face and just be happy. You know what's so funny, guys? I want to go and watch Manchester City fan content. Please point me in the right direction because I don't know any content creators except for Big Steve. I don't know anyone else. So if you lot are seeing, and I know Hamza, so outside of Hamza and Steve, if there's any crash outs that you're seeing from City fans that are worth me watching, please let me know because I want to go and I want to indulge in this content and I want to laugh. You know what's so funny about Hamza, man? Shout out to Hamza. I saw a video of him, I think it was midweek, giving Pep a transfer sheet that he had written. He's trying to tell Pep, take this, and it's basically a list of recommendations of players that City should sign. Hamza's special, man. There's no one like Hamza in the content world. There is no, when it comes to trolling, he is top tier. But he had a paper, guys, with each position that City need to recruit for, and it had player recommendations like this is Football Manager, and he's here saying, Pep, take this paper, and Pep just walked straight past him. And you know what's funny about Pep? I saw after the game yesterday as well, he was rattled. He said, I'm not good enough. Do you know, guys, yeah, when a manager is saying stuff like I'm not good enough at this stage, yeah, he is rattled. You know what it is? It's like when you're in a toxic partnership or relationship that's not working and your partner just starts crashing out and saying, you know what, I'm not good enough for you, it's because they know that they are caught out. They know that they are in the wrong. I don't know, man. I'm loving this. I can't lie. Someone said to me, yeah, if you're enjoying the downfall of City, you must be sick. Well, put me in a flipping hospital bed because I'm relishing in this. And you know what makes me enjoy it even more is that United got an opportunity to bad them up. It wasn't who they lost to, Juve. It wasn't some random team. It wasn't Sporting. It was Manchester United, the team that everybody going into the derby, people are saying, oh, you're going to get slapped. City don't lose to Man United. That's all I was hearing leading up to the derby. City don't lose to United. And guys, I don't believe in jinx, by the way, and I don't believe in judge. I don't believe in any of that. But I was at the City training ground on Tuesday. If you not follow me on Instagram, you would have seen I was at the City training ground because I was interviewing a player for something that I'm working on. I don't want to say that I did something, because I told you I don't believe in judge, I don't believe in black magic, I don't believe in jinxing, all of that stuff. But take from that what you will. Take from that what you will. It's not a coincidence, guys, that the weekend after I go to the Etihad campus, Manchester City women lose to Everton and Manchester City men lose to Man United. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. Amorim beating Pep twice with 2 different teams, levels, man. Listen, and there's certain managers out there that are yet to beat him at the Etihad. Anyways, let's get into it. Listen, man, guys, be sure to hit the like button and be sure to subscribe, man. We've got a lot to talk about, of course. Even when United win, there's still United lose. There's still United news. Sorry, not United lose. There's still United news. And of course, I think the biggest topic of discussion is Marcus Rashford. I think that is the biggest topic of discussion right now. But before we actually get into the news, I want to relive the game, innit? So we're going to talk about the game. If you didn't watch my 5 in 5, then, you know, I'm gonna let you off for that. We're going to relive the game right now. I got the wrong picture up here, clearly. Clearly, I was getting ready to talk about Marcus Rashford. But we're going to start with this guy who, I don't know if you lot feel the same. Let me know if you guys do feel the same. Amorim has changed Man United fans' life. I don't know, guys. I don't know if you lot feel the same, but it's the way that it's not just like, firstly, the guy is forever squatting on the touchline. And like, his calves, yeah, it must be strong. His calves must be strong as hell. My guy's always... I need to know why he's always squatting on the touchline. I genuinely want to know that. If I ever got the opportunity to interview him, that's what I'm going to ask him. I'm not asking him about tactics. I'm not asking him about any of that stuff. I'm going to say to him, bro, why are you always squatting on the touchline? Thunder thighs, that's rude, bro. Thunder thighs is an insult. Where I'm from, thunder thighs is an insult. But he's always squatting on the touchline. And one thing I really like about Ruben Amorim is just the way that he can articulate himself. I watched his press conference after the game yesterday, yeah, guys. He was not having nothing from the journalists who were trying to put words in his mouth when it comes to the situation about Marcus Rashford and Garnacho. Samuel Luckhurst, yeah, that is a clown. I don't care what anyone says. Samuel Luckhurst, out of all the reporters in the world of Manchester United news, yeah, he is absolutely the bummiest out of all of them. I don't care. He takes the title for the bummiest out of all of them. And there's a lot out there that I actually like. Like, I actually like quite a few reporters that report on Manchester United. But Samuel Luckhurst leaking the lineup at midnight before the game, yeah? I don't know what the hell that's about. And you know what? It's unfortunate because I feel like right now, Amorim spoke about it after the game. He said there's too many people that are privy to the knowledge about who starts and who doesn't. You know, he said players talk to family, they talk to their agents. There's a lot of people within, you know, the club that are aware, but they are going to try work on kind of getting rid of this culture of leaking things. Now, I saw the couple of days before the whole hoo-ha, is it Garnacho? Is it this? Is it that? Listen, I just feel like as fans, it feels like a witch hunt. Because I remember when people used to blame Pogba. I remember when people used to blame Lingard. I remember when people used to blame Phil Jones. I feel like a lot of the time it's just a witch hunt when it comes to this whole who's leaking stuff. Now, yeah, there's clubs out there, by the way, that maybe their information doesn't get leaked, right? And there probably is. I'm not privy to knowing that because I don't follow a lot of non-Manchester United stuff. But I feel like as fans, we just want someone to blame. Like, we are just looking. If Marcus Rashford leaves today, there will be a new person to blame. If Garnacho leaves today, there will be a new person to blame. And I actually hope that if Manchester United find out who the leak is, I hope it's not disclosed to the media and to the public. I hope that they deal with it in-house and that's it. Because as fans, I feel like because of the internet, because of social media, guys, we are so privy to knowing way too much than what we should know. Right? I remember being a football fan 15 years ago. Half the stuff that we know now, we wouldn't have known because social media wasn't around. Now, with social media, everybody wants to be the first person to kind of break some news. Everybody wants to be the first person to, everybody wants to be the debutant when it comes to bringing out information. Everybody wants that. But Samuel Luckhurst, yeah, firstly, what he did before the game, clown. But then I felt like even in that case, who is the guy? Hold on. I need to find the guy that wrote the piece about Rashford before the game. And we're going to get to that when we talk about Marcus Rashford. But where is it, man? Because I quote tweeted it yesterday. James Ducker. from the Telegraph, writing a piece about Marcus Rashford before the game. And I felt like it was a hit piece. It was talking about, what Sir Alex Ferguson thinks of him, how he's a great kid, but he's lost. All this stuff. Again, I've worked in journalism, guys, yeah? I've worked in journalism. When it comes to putting out a piece, this is why I'm not too heavy on the writer, but more so the editors, because they choose when it goes out. And of course, the best thing to do is put out an article 5, 6, 7 hours before a big game, because everyone's going to click it. Everyone's going to read it. Marcus Rashford, Manchester United in the title. Everybody's going to read it. But I also don't think, with the news coming out that him and Garnacho not only were dropped, but were left out of the matchday squad, I feel like that led to an additional pylon, or could have added to additional pylon. But just quickly on Ruben Amorim talking about his starting 11 yesterday. Now, I don't know if it was a shock to you, but it was a shock to me that Garnacho and Rashford, not only were they dropped, but they were completely left out of the squad. And Amorim said, I pay attention to everything, the way you eat, the way you put your clothes, when you're going to a game, everything. I make an evaluation and then I make my decision. He also spoke about how he pays attention a lot on what happens in the training ground. And also, guys, it's been reported that Manchester United have concluded an investigation and have found sufficient evidence that Rashford and Garnacho are not involved in the leaking. Now, for a club that has sacked 250 people, I don't know where they're finding the time to do this investigation, but kudos to them. Kudos to them. But let's talk about yesterday's game. Let's start with this. Mason Mount, I don't know how you lot feel, man, because I'm in two ways about Mason Mount. I'm really in two ways about Mason Mount right now. A part of me feels bad for him, and I do feel bad for him, but I would be a hypocrite if I say I feel bad for Mount and in the same breath I say, well, we shouldn't have any sentiment for Luke Shaw. I really feel bad for Mason Mount, but equally, guys, as somebody, I don't know who, but someone brought a tweet back onto my timeline. Someone brought a tweet back onto my timeline, yeah, about Eric Ten Hag focusing on signing Mason Mount and turning away from Lavia, yeah, and it rattled me. I swear to God, guys, it rattled me, because I thought, oh my God, don't remind me that we spent 60 million on Mason Mount when players like Lavia, etc., was available. Uthman says, I just want him sold, Minna. You know what? I think United might sell him, I genuinely think Man United might sell him. I think, and when we're going to get to it when we talk about the Marcus Rashford thing, because the element of culture and environment comes into it. This might be one of those situations, yeah, and I don't want to say it, but it could be one of those situations where a young player peaked early and has been ran into the ground, and United are unfortunately dealing with the consequences of that. Chelsea fans, guys, don't miss Mason Mount. I think that should say, and also it helps that they're like second in the table, but whenever I speak to my friends who are Chelsea fans, they do not miss Mason Mount. They actually look at Mason Mount like he's a traitor, because he left his boyhood club to go to another rival. And you might not see Chelsea as a rival, but selling to any Big Six team, that is selling directly to one of your Big Six rivals. A lot of Chelsea fans I know, they hate Mason Mount now. They don't like him. They were calling him a name. I can't remember, but I remember I went to Stamford Bridge and people had like banners up and all of this stuff. When he came up, when he got injured yesterday and he went down, I just said, oh shit. Because a part of me feels bad for him, but you know what? A part of me thinks in this kind of situation that United are in, because this is a very key time for Manchester United. It's a very important time as well, I think, under Ruben Amorim. We cannot afford to have passengers. We can't afford, if you do not contribute consistently or regularly to the team, I don't care how beneficial you could be to the system. Because we're probably getting the best out of you 7-8 times in the season. And that's not good enough for a team that probably will play about 60 plus games. That's not good enough. That's literally just over 10% of the games. And I really think Mason Mount is in that situation. Shame about his fitness, but he has to go. It's unfortunate he's going through fitness injury crisis. No sentiment. We need levels. I agree. We need to move away from sentiment. Cozy says, sell Mount now. We can still get 20-25 million for him. Just make him fit, healthy enough. Don't play him till the end of the season. time for him to at least give up that number 7 shirt. That number 7 shirt, we shouldn't be giving it to anyone. And by the way, I think he could go to like Italy. He could go to France. No, France as a midfielder, I think is too intense. I think it's too physical. For a league like him, I think he could go to Italy or the Dutch league if he wants to go there. But I agree. I think, I felt really bad for him yesterday, but a part of me is like, when you're so locked into the project, and I hate the word project, but when you're so locked into the project, and I'm fully invested in what Ruben Amorim is doing, I cannot allow emotion or sentiment to kind of dictate my opinions. And this also will lead to my kind of opinions of other players. I cannot allow the emotional side and the sentimental side and we're human at the end of the day to kind of steer my opinion. I have to look at it solely from a footballing perspective. And this is a failed transfer. 60 million for a player. By the way, guys, I think he's played how many games he's played for United in total? I think it's less than 30 games in 2 seasons that he's played for Manchester United. That's 60 million pounds. Man United could have just got him on a free the following year. I know we speak about that all the time, but United could have got him a free. Instead, Woodward or whoever the hell was in charge at the time, I can't even remember who is it. Was it Murto? It was Murto. Decided to do Todd Bowley a favor and take Mason Mount off his hands. I think it's only right for me that Mason Mount, we look to move him on. I think that's the kind of best option to kind of take from that. Now, I can't talk about yesterday's game without talking about a big call. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is probably the biggest call that I've seen a United manager do in a long time. Even when Ten Hag, I don't know if you lot remember, but even when Ten Hag dropped Rashford, a disciplinary drop against Wolves, and then he came on to score the winner, I don't know if you lot remember. I don't even think that was as big as this. I think this was this is probably as big as, I don't want to, it's not the same, but I'm saying it's when I'm talking about how big it is, when Ten Hag kind of started to freeze Cristiano Ronaldo out of the club. I genuinely feel like Amorim, and the reason why I'm saying that is because Amorim has come in less than 10 games in, drops a young star that a lot of the fan base is infatuated with, and a player who once upon a time was the young star that everybody in the fan base was infatuated with, but since then has gone on to become, I think, the most hated player at the club. And I'm going to put it like that. Amorim took a big decision because everybody spoke about, how are we going to line up against City, blah, blah, blah. Rashford's record against the top 6, Garnacho potentially versus Walker. Ruben Amorim wasn't having none of that. Ruben Amorim basically said, fuck around and find out. Excuse my language, but F around and you will find out what will happen. Not only will I drop you from the squad, you can stay at home and watch the game from there. And, by the way, Rashford and Garnacho trained in the morning at Carrington before the team departed for the game. They trained at Carrington. I don't know if it was individually or it was a team session, but it was reported that they did train this morning and in the morning. And Amorim also mentioned it. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's a big call, because this is a derby, his first derby, his second big game against a big rival. It didn't end well the first time. And also, can I say, this for me has solidified where Marcus Rashford stands with Manchester United. If there was ever any doubt about where Marcus Rashford stands, you have missed, or you have not been in the starting lineup for 3 Premier League games in a row. For me, this absolutely solidifies where Manchester United stand with Ruben Amorim. And I'm not saying that, by the way, Rashford should stay or Rashford should go. And I'm not saying Garnacho should be sold. I just think, and this makes me respect Amorim a lot more, like I didn't respect him a lot, but I respect him even more, is that he stood on business. He stood on business. He didn't care. Well, he did care, but what I'm trying to, let me word this right before you lot kind of take it out of context. Whatever the result would have been, he would have stood there justified with his decision, and he wouldn't have let the media sway him. Now, the media were trying to force kind of comments from him after the game. I want to bring it up actually right now because they were trying to force whether they wanted him to say this is disciplinary. And I encourage you lot to watch the press conference. It's on Beanie Man Sport. I encourage you lot to watch it. They were trying to get him to say they were dropped for disciplinary. And he weren't saying it. He said it's not a disciplinary thing. Next game, it's new life they are fighting. It's important that the way you train, when we want to change a lot, when people are losing their jobs, we have to have our standards really high. Shout out to him for referencing that people are losing their jobs at the club. Today, we proved we can leave anyone out and still play together. He said, if it was disciplinary, I would say it. It would be a bigger problem. For so long, we try with Rashford. It doesn't work. Should we continue to do the same thing or try something different? If they train well with the talent they have, we'll be so much better. Today, they trained really hard. For me, listen, it kind of, this absolutely shows to me. I don't know if you lot saw what he said, but he said, let me bring that up again, actually. He said, for so long, we try with Rashford. If it doesn't work, should we continue to do the same thing or something different? That just shows, it took Amorim, guys, can I say, one game to realize that Marcus Rashford cannot play in the 9. It took him 60 minutes of the Ipswich game, his first game. He played Rashford up top. At the end of the game, he came out and he said, yeah, Rashford. I think it was in the press conference after for the next game. He said Rashford can't play as a 9, so we need to find him another position in the team. And should we actually, let's talk about it now. Because I was going to save this until after. But whilst we're here now and we're talking about Rashford, we might as well talk about the report from Jamie Jackson earlier today about Marcus Rashford. Now, for me, guys, you lot know I'm a staunch supporter of Marcus Rashford. But when it's time to call it quits, I think there's a time to call it quits. And I think it's right now. But if you lot didn't know, Jamie Jackson posted an article earlier this afternoon. And there's been reports as well from Marcus Rashford's camp, how they're feeling about this. But essentially what he said is that Marcus Rashford will be put up for sale by Manchester United as part of a cultural reboot deemed very necessary to transform the club. Now, this is what stood out for me kind of the most. The part that's, where is it that stood out to me the most? The feeling at the club is that Marcus Rashford's time is up. Ruben Amorim has decided that Rashford needs to leave in the push to engineer a shift in the culture throughout the club for football and non-football staff. Now, his salary, by the way, is 365k a week. Ya Allah, if I had 365k a year, forget a week, yeah? If I had 365k a year, I wouldn't know how to behave. 300, you're making nearly a milli every 2 weeks. Obviously, that's before tax, so you're probably getting the tax man is walking away with a lot of that money. But 365k a week is a lot, and Man United will probably be able to save a lot of money if they shift his wages off the book. That's the first thing. The second thing is, of course, if Manchester United sell Marcus Rashford, 100% profit from an FFP perspective, he is their most sellable asset. Let's be honest. He is the most sellable asset that they have. United reportedly, by the way, are willing to listen to a cut price offer for Rashford if it means that he gets a move in January, which would be ideal. Now, I don't want to hear anyone in the chat, can I say, do not suggest Kolo Muani as a replacement, guys, because Kolo Muani is being frozen out by Luis Enrique at PSG. They're trying to get rid of him. But please, guys, please, yeah? I don't want to hear any of you guys say we should get Kolo Muani. I will jump through the screen, guys, and attack you guys. I'm joking. I won't do that. But all jokes aside, guys, please let's let go of the idea of Kolo Muani. I thought he took a 20% pay cut for no CL. I actually think this is I think this 365k a week is his salary without Champions League football, because I think it's his salary without Champions League football. Now, Sir Jim Ratcliffe reportedly has said that there is intent that there can be no passengers and is ready to cut losses with Marcus Rashford if there are suitors in January. So I think the goal is, I do think the goal is to sell Marcus Rashford at some point. Whether it's January, whether it's summer, that's a different kind of question. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys feel about that? Because you lot know if Rashford has no fans, that means I'm dead. Someone jokes about that all the time in the chat. Someone said that I'm the general of the Rashford defense army. I think it's just time to accept what the situation is. Someone just said Vardy loan. Brother, please. Brother, come on. Kweke? Come on. Vardy's a baller, but come on. But let's just back on the topic of Rashford. I will be so gutted, by the way, guys. I will be so gutted if Marcus Rashford leaves. But I accept at this point, guys, 16th of December, 2024, you lot can write this down. I accept that it's best for both parties, for both of them, for Rashford to leave and United to move on. Like my dream, keyword dream, was to see Marcus Rashford lift a major trophy for Manchester United. But I have accepted that the path that United is going down, and by the way, guys, I've seen some of my favorite players leave United. I saw Nani get eventually frozen out. I saw Raphael I loved Raphael, by the way. LVG done him dirty. Yeah. We could talk about Sir Alex Ferguson and David Beckham, Ruud van Nistelrooy. We could talk about all of that. Marcus Rashford, the situation is so toxic that it's best. Like yesterday, guys, he posted, I don't know if you lot saw yet. Shout out to his brother, because his brother be running his socials, but his brother's just making it worse for him 24/7. He posted a picture saying, "Yes, boys," or something like that, of his TV screen. Yeah, I'm not judging, but that's a very small TV. So like, you're making 365K a week. Why is your TV screen so small? This is why God didn't make me a millionaire, guys. Can I just say that? And I was having this conversation with my family the other day, because I'll be spending my money on pointless stuff. I will have a TV that's the same size as my wall. I'm not having a 40-inch like everyone else. But anyways, he posted a picture of his TV. I think it was the Amad goal, saying, "Yes, boys, come on." And everyone was just cussing him in the comments. Everyone was just cussing him in his own comments. And the thing is, right, if Rashford didn't say anything, everyone would be like, he don't care. The guy can't win. And at that point, you need to go. You need to leave. I don't care how much you claim that you love the club. I don't care how much your heart is attached to Manchester United because it's your boyhood team. Not minute pocket watching. I know, man. Why am I pocket watching people that earn what I earn in a year? They earn it in 10 seconds. I know, man. Humble beginnings minute. Small TV is life. I can't lie, guys. Small TV is not life. Small TV is not life. I have a big TV in my house. It's not big, but also, guys, my eyesight is not great. So when I go to my family house and their TV is smaller, I sit so close to the TV and I always say to them, "Come on, guys, man. Is this the best you can do, man? Get a bigger TV." I'm joking. I don't do that. Let me see what you lot are saying in the chat. Minna, remember when we said in the chat we ain't getting more than 50 for Rashford and you were shocked? Okay. As of today, guys, what are we saying for Marcus Rashford? By the way, guys, and let me know in the chat, do you guys care if Marcus Rashford goes to Arsenal? Do you not care if he goes to like a top 6 rival? There's not many teams, I think, in England right now that needs a Marcus Rashford type of player. I think Arsenal could do with him, but I hope they go out and actually buy an actual left winger because I don't want him in England. I could see him going to PSG. I could see him going to Juve. Listen, whatever delusion everybody's on, people are talking about, let's do a swap for Kvaratskhelia and Rashford. Like, come on, guys. Come on. Give me whatever you lot are on in it, because clearly you lot are on something, yeah? That's not me saying Napoli won't buy him, but I'm just looking at the teams that could probably do with him. I'm thinking at Juve, they got Yildiz, a young talent. They might not want to kind of disrupt his development unless Rashford is happy. I think where Rashford goes, he could possibly end up being a squad player. Like, he should go to the MLS. You know what? I ain't heard that shout yet. I don't know. To be honest, Marcus Rashford loves spending time in America. He could go to all the NBA games he wants. He can wear all the chains he wants without nobody asking questions. But I don't see the MLS being a destination for players anymore. personally. Since the Saudi league kind of has come around, I don't see it being an option. Mina, if Napoli were willing to entertain a Lukaku Osimhen reduced fee swap, why can't we with Rashford? That's true. Is Chiesa available? Brother, Chiesa's at Liverpool. I don't even think I've seen him play this season. Like, I'm not being funny, but I don't think I've seen him play. Marcus should have cut his loss after that recent 30 goals, 9 assists season, because maybe he would have finessed a big move. Because right now, who's going to take him on those wages? That's true. That year where he got his 39 GA and he was becoming a free agent, I think the following season, that was his best time. I guess he really wanted to stay at the club. And just on that piece, by the way, about Jamie Jackson, yeah, reportedly, this is coming from people within Marcus Rashford's camp. They feel like they're being forced out by senior executives. They feel like Marcus Rashford is being forced out by senior executives at the club. But if this is the end for Marcus Rashford, this is an unfortunate end. I can't lie. He's not done. He can still play at a top club. He just needs a new challenge. I think I think he could do with, like, that's what I'm saying, the Italian league. It's a slower league. If Scott McTominay can go there and look like flipping Michael Ballack, yeah, no disrespect to Scott McTominay and no disrespect to Michael Ballack, but if he could go there and he's playing the way that he is, I don't see why Marcus Rashford shouldn't look at moving to Italy. The only thing with Italy is that I don't think Italian leagues pay big wages. Let me see. The highest earner, I think, is Vlahovic. I think Vlahovic is the highest earner in the Serie A. Yeah, so he is. Whoa, he's on a lot. Let me see in GBP. All right. Vlahovic is the highest earner in the league, and he earns less than what Marcus Rashford earns. He earns 350k a week. The second highest earner, by the way, there's about 80k difference, yeah? Lautaro Martinez, he's on 260 a week. Barella is the third highest earner, and he's on 190. Çalhanoğlu is on 170. Bastoni 160. Bremer 140. So Italian league don't pay money like that. Barcelona would take him in replacement of who? That's why I'm saying if he's going to go to these kind of clubs, he might be a squad option, because Lamine Yamal is out, I think, right now for 3-4 weeks with an injury. They got Rafinha balling out. I don't see them needing a player like Marcus Rashford. Bayern is a good option. I think Bayern's a good option because they're looking to get rid of who? They're looking to get rid of what's his name? Sane. They're looking to get rid of Sane. They're looking to get rid of Serge Gnabry. Imagine a front line: Marcus Rashford on the left, Elise on the right, Musiala, Kane. I don't know if that's enough for them to actually win something, because I hope Bayern Munich don't win nothing this season. And I hope Kane's curse continues. But if Marcus Rashford goes there, then I will absolutely watch Bayern Munich games to see how Marcus Rashford gets on. But you look at the clubs, and I think the biggest hindrance for Marcus Rashford, getting rid of Sane for Rashford, I think they were planning to get rid of Sane regardless, by the way. I think they were planning to get rid of Sane regardless. I'm not saying it's for Marcus Rashford. Let's see how much they pay in the Bundesliga. I'm curious to see who's the highest earner. Damn, Harry Kane is the highest earner of nearly 400k. Manuel Neuer is on 330. By the way, guys, everyone in the top. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. The highest earners, the top 11 highest earners in the German league all play for Bayern Munich. And then after that is one player for Dortmund, and then a couple more players for Bayern Munich. Clearly, Bayern Munich is where the money's at. Rashford is getting a wage decrease wherever he goes. The issue with Rashford is he's not as good transitionally as he once was to get himself out of danger. His technical ability is exposed as the league has gotten more competitive. This is true, and that's a good way to look at it. That is actually a very, very good way to look at it. We've got over 100 people here, guys, and we don't even have 100 likes. Come on, you lot know the rules, man. You come in, you wipe your feet, you say hi to everyone in the chat, and then you hit the like button, and then you get involved in the conversation down below. Let's go back to talking about the game yesterday. Enough about Marcus Rashford. Let's respect this guy. Let's respect Manuel Ugarte. People were writing him off after the third game that he played for United. People were writing him off. And someone might say, Mina, you wrote him off. I never wrote him off. I just said United need another midfielder. Manuel Ugarte is what you need in a midfield when you just want someone to just be a dog. That's the easiest way for me to put it, by the way, guys. When you want someone to just be a dog in the midfield, this guy eats up grass absolutely ridiculously. Nah, man, Mina, you're really buying this Ugarte hype. I've been buying the Ugarte hype. I still think United need another midfielder. We need someone else that can play deeper, who's good on the ball. But when it comes to what he kind of what he can achieve in terms of what he can contribute, this guy does the dirty work for you in the midfield. Like, let's be honest, yesterday there was not a blade of grass, I think, that he wasn't able to cover. And you know what? I think he was the one that controlled it with his chest, got the back heel to get that goal. I still do think, though, the way that United dealt with his transfer wasn't ideal. Like, we chased him for months and months, ended up paying whatever it was that he wanted, that PSG wanted, when we could have just paid it at the beginning and just kept it moving. Did Ineos buy Ugarte for Amorim all along? I do think they did. Because Eric Ten Hag hated him. Eric Ten Hag, okay, let me not put words in Eric Ten Hag's mouth. Eric Ten Hag, based on his actions, wasn't keen on Ugarte because he rarely played him. He said that, what was it? He said this guy needs to get used to the league, and then he threw him into the Spurs game. I don't know if you don't remember. He said he's not ready for the league and he needs to get used to the league, threw him into the Spurs game. Then he benched him. Then he threw him into another game. Never made any sense. So I do definitely agree that I do think that maybe Ineos brought Ugarte with the idea of Amorim coming in the following season. Obviously, Amorim came in a lot earlier, but we need to give Ugarte his flowers. I don't think he's the sole answer to the midfield. I definitely think that he needs some support in the middle of the pitch. We need someone, a deep lying playmaker. We need someone who's good on the ball, that when we're struggling, because I understand Amorim's system relies on defenders that are good passing, right? Harry Maguire's good passing, Lenny Yoro, Leacher, De Ligt to an extent. They're all good in terms of being able to distribute the ball. But I need that midfielder, that deep lying playmaker when it comes against teams where, I don't know if you lot realize, and obviously this is an Amorim style of football. We play a lot on the wide channels and then go for the switch. But I don't think that opportunity will be there all the time. So we need to have additional options in that midfield to kind of counter what the opponent potentially might do to disrupt Manchester United. Belieber and João, is that which one? Which Jay Gomez? Which João Gomez? Which Gomez are you talking about? Because I've seen people saying that they want Angel Gomez back to replace Casemiro and Eriksen. I would love Belieber, guys. I would listen. I remember when I went beginning of the season, I went Chelsea versus Brighton. Wallahi, I was on my feet applauding Belieber. I couldn't believe what I saw. A couple of weeks before that, I saw him absolutely destroy Manchester United. Yeah, Brighton are not selling him for anything. If they said that João Pedro is going for at least 100, that's the price tag that they've put on João Pedro. What price tag do you genuinely think they will put on Belieber? Because they're easily going to put 100, like they're going to put at least 70, because he's not really prem proven. I think this is his sophomore year, and this is when he's really making a name for himself. So I think they'd put like a 70 million price tag on him. There is one player though that I like. Let me see if I can bring him up on here. I don't know if you guys watch the Portuguese league much. I don't know if you lot watch, but he plays for a team called Boa Vista. His name is João Simões. It's like Simmons without the N, but he's got an E at the end instead. He's 17 years old, by the way, guys. He's a kid. Yeah, he's a kid. But mark my words, one day I might come back to this stream and be like, remember when I told you lot about this guy? This kid is an absolute talent when it comes to not deep lying, but central midfield, in the middle of the midfield. His ability to pass the ball well. 17 years old, by the way. Number one. Number two, he's from Sporting, but he was the game that I was watching because I kept notes of it. He plays for Sporting. Yeah, but he was playing against Boa Vista the other day. I've never seen him, by the way. I think this is the first time I've seen him. This is the first game that I've seen him. So I don't know if that was his debut. I don't know if it was his first full appearance for Sporting. But he really stood out for me. But yeah, as someone mentioned here, United are looking, so apparently the Paraguayan left back that United are looking to sign or signing apparently is going to be announced this week. It does seem like United are going out there. Here he is. It does look like Man United are going out there. It's crazy though, because I don't know, man. Guys, I don't know if you lot does he look 18, bro? He's hench. What 18-year-olds eating nowadays? Honestly, guys. But anyways, Diogo Leon, reportedly his transfer to Manchester United will be officially announced tomorrow. So what it looks like, Sekou Kone, Chido Obi Martin, now Diogo Leon. It seems like United are going out to buy young talents. Is this any different? And this is a genuine question, by the way, guys. Is this any different to what Todd Boehly was doing at Chelsea when he came in? They were buying absolutely every young player from all over the place. And now I don't even know where half of those young players are. I just hope that this comes into fruition. I hope that he's 17 in April. What? Yeah, guys, I don't know what these men are eating. Like, this new generation of kids, they're eating something, because they look older than their age, and my generation, we look younger than our age. Big up to Carl with the super chat. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. Says, what do you think of the Dibbling links? You know what? I wouldn't mind Tyler Dibbling at United, I would not mind. And now that, can I just say, ha, 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 yeah? I'm not laughing at the manager getting sacked. But the other day, he made a remark in a press conference, about, Man United want to pay 21 million for Dibbling. That's just for his right foot. Okay, we'll come back to this conversation when Southampton evidently will get relegated. They will go down. So we will come back and revisit this when Southampton get relegated. But I like the idea of Dibbling. I am very cautious, though, of Man United overloading their team with young players. That's it. That is, I don't know if you lot feel the same, but I want us to go and sign someone who is an experienced winner in the summer. My dream signing, if I'm being honest, guys, in the front line, my dream signing would be Rodrigo. But that's never going to happen. Real Madrid will never sell a player, I think, unless they're coming to the end of their career. Real Madrid would rather, I think, stack up on talents. Arda Güler, Endrick. They've got Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo. I would love Rodrigo at United. It will never happen. But I do think United will be in the market for inside forward. And I do think United will have the pick of the bunch, because I do think there's a lot of prospects out there. I've seen people talking about Desire Doué. United could have gone for Desire Doué in the summer before he went to PSG. By the way, I don't even think he's got a league goal. I see people talking about Kvaratskhelia, another option. I see people talk about Rafael Leao. Come on, be serious, guys. That's never going to happen. That kit is criminal. Is that a bad thing or a good thing, Tywin? Because I like that kit. I like a pink shirt. I don't know if you lot are the same, but I like boom, like shirts that are just boom in your face. Why is United not going for Osimhen? Well, I saw a report earlier today about Victor Osimhen that said that Manchester United have recently made a fresh approach to ask for information about a potential transfer of Victor Osimhen. What we do know about Victor Osimhen, and potentially if he's going to leave, he's available in January, and he's also available in the summer. That's all I'm saying. He's available for both. Thoughts on Son on free next season as a squad player, even though he's 32? I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. Like, I see a lot of links and I see a lot of rumors and whatnot. I like Son, but again, I think the most important thing for United, when it comes to building this squad, is finding the right balance of young players and young talents and experienced players. United have a couple of experienced players right now in the team. If they can get one or two, when it comes to the front line, are you a prolific goal scorer? Are you a prolific creator? If you're a midfielder, are you, if you can tick all the boxes, that's what United should look at. But I don't see, based on what United have gone for in terms of, what Jim Ratcliffe has reiterated to the audience, I don't see United going for Son. Shirky We should get cheap, great player. Last season, I think, was when Ryan Cherki came to my attention. I think I remember because I remember tweeting about him last season. If Lyon go down, yeah, and it's a strong possibility they might, because financially they are in a big problem. If Lyon go down, United should be all over it. Absolutely, United should be all over Ryan Cherki as a transfer. And he won't, I don't even think he'll be that expensive if they go down. I shouldn't wish that teams go down just so United can sign them, because Lyon is a big part of French history, football. You know, the history of the French league, Lyon is part of that. So I shouldn't say that, I hope they go down so we can sign Cherki. But Cherki is a good player. And there is, by the way, this is why I always say United need to shop in the French league more. I don't know why we don't shop in the French league. If you want the closest thing to physicality when it comes to signing a player, go and sign someone that's been in the French league. Boubacar Kamara came to the league, comfortable. Amadou Onana came to the league, comfortable. Belieber came to the league, took him a year or so to adapt, but again, comfortable. Players that come from the French league tend to adapt to the Premier League, I think, a lot easier than maybe someone that comes from the Italian league or maybe someone from the Dutch league, etc., etc. United look like they are targeting young players who are physically imposing. Chido is massive, Lyon is hench, Kone is physical. I think they've identified United's lack of physicality and athleticism. That's a very good point. We should get Florian Wirtz and sell Rashford. Wirtz would fit Amorim's system and style. Didn't I see Florian Wirtz signing a new deal today, or apparently signing a new deal? Let me double check. Well, reportedly, Real Madrid are targeting Florian Wirtz as he's extended his contract at Bayer Leverkusen. There you go. So he's extended it, but I don't think it's for a strong purpose other than probably for them to get a better fee for him potentially. I don't see him staying that long, because Grimaldo, I think, is leaving in the summer. I think obviously the manager Xabi Alonso is leaving. They're willing to listen to offers for Frimpong, for Boniface. So I don't see them selling Wirtz. Jonathan Tah is leaving on a free as well. What about Cunha of Wolves? Side note, guys, thank you for bringing him up. Cunha, thank you so much for bringing him up. Did you guys see what he did on the weekend? I know this is not related to, obviously, his footballing ability. My guy, yeah, I couldn't believe it. When I watched the match of the day, he has to be getting, guys, at least a 7-game ban. He put his hands on a member of staff, and you know what's the worst thing is, by the way, whatever's happening at Wolves right now, Gary O'Neill been sacked. They are fighting each other on the pitch. They're fighting the opposition. I don't know if you lot saw, but he got into an altercation with what looks like a member of staff from Ipswich, grabs his glasses off his face and, pushes his face, whatever. Lo and behold, it's not even a coach or anyone. It's a member of security for Ipswich. This guy's getting at least 5-match ban. At least 5-match ban. But would I take him at United? Yes. And again, this goes back to relegation. Because I think Wolves are getting relegated, and I think Southampton guaranteed is getting relegated. So if we can buy one player from each, because I know at Wolves, I think there will be quite a few players up for grabs in the summer. Whether or not they get relegated, if they manage to stay up, I still think that there will be some opportunities to sign players absolutely from there. Between him and Ain't Nori, which one are you guys taking? That's the question. He palmed him. Yeah, it was crazy. He pulled his beard. I thought he was about to poke his eyeballs out. I thought he was trying to go like this to grab his eyeballs out of his head. I'm not even joking, guys. I could not believe it. I think it was Ain't Nori that was going crazy on one of his. Listen, Wolves is lost right now. I don't know what's going on with Wolves right now. They have lost. You got Gary O'Neill saying madness in his press conferences. He's even sacked now, I think. But he was saying madness in his press conferences. He was basically saying the players are dead. He's basically saying his players were crap. Yeah? You got Ain't Nori trying to fight people on the pitch. You got this guy trying to fight people after the game. It was ridiculous. There are so many left wing back options out there for better value. That's true. I think the left wing back option is quite strong for Manchester United. For me, left wing back is a toss up because I think Alphonso Davies is an absolute. I don't see it happen as much as I would love it. I don't see it happening. For me, left wing back is a toss up between Anthony Robertson and Milos Kerkez. I like, obviously, Alvaro Fernandez. You lot know I've always been a big fan of him. And United reportedly are in to trigger their buyback option for him, which I think Malacia's done. I think Luke Shaw's done. And I think United will buy 2 left wing backs, actually. And one will be a starter, one will be rotation. But in the Premier League right now, you know, Robinson is an option. Kerkez is an option. And these are players, by the way, it's not just United that are looking for left backs in the summer. I feel like a lot of people are looking for left backs in the summer. Do you think we actually get Davis still in January to come at the summer? Well, reportedly, the last thing I remember was that United were planning to discuss things with his team, with his camp. I mean, January 1st, that's when the discussions can start. But Real Madrid guys are going to be knocking on the door. You're naming scrubs though. Hamza, do you actually think the left wing back options name me a better left wing back option than I've just named? Because Robinson is probably the best left back. Forget left wing back. He's probably the best left back in the league this season. Like easily, he's the best left back in the league. What was it? 2 assists on the weekend. Did a good job against Mohamed Salah. And he's a captain. He's a leader. You need that in your dressing room. Patrick Dorgu. I'm not going to lie. I've not watched much of him. I will admit that I have not watched. Who does he play for? He plays in the Italian league. I'm going to have to watch more of him. Is he another one from the Right to Dream Academy? No, he's not. He's born in Denmark. Why did I say that? Because he played in the academy that is linked to the Right to Dream Academy. I'm going to have to watch more of him, and then I'm going to let you know. Hamza knows ball. Dergu is the truth. Gutierrez of Girona is better than Kerkez. Gutierrez is all right. I really like Alvaro Fernandez as well. I actually like him. Theo Hernandez. I saw that Theo Hernandez has a price tag of 45 million, I think it is. I think that's the price tag for Theo Hernandez. Personally, I'd prefer Kerkez over Robertson, mainly due to his age and how attacking he is. Katie says you can get a winger that can track back and defend as well as a left wing back. Dalot got the ball a lot against Walcott. If we had a player that can dribble a lot, we would be walking over City 100%. And that is why I said that yesterday's game, I don't know how anyone that's a City fan or City players genuinely think that they deserved anything from that game because they were crap. Kyle Walker is so finished, and you know what? I'm so glad to be here for the downfall of Kyle Walker. I don't think there's a player that I've despised so much, that plays for Man City. Like, I'm not gonna lie, guys. There's some Man City players that I've liked in the past, There's some players that I've liked, but I don't think there's a player that I've despised as much as I've despised Kyle Walker. There is so many people there's so many players that have come and gone. But Kyle Walker, I'm here for your downfall. I am so here for your downfall. Our wing backs have to be attacking minded. Robertson too defensive. I don't think Robertson is that defensive. Not as defensive as maybe you're saying. I don't think he's that defensive. I think it's very clear that he can contribute to the front line. 100%. I think it's very clear that he can contribute to the front line. I've got a question for you guys. What do you guys make of Andre Onana? And do you think it's a priority position that United need to fill in the summer? If the option arises, if a goalkeeper comes up on the market for a reasonable price, do you think United should look to get rid of him? By the way, this picture makes me laugh so much. This picture makes me laugh. So I need to zoom out so you lot can see the whole picture. He actually posted it as well. He's taking the piss. He's actually taking the mick, bro. This picture is hilarious. I don't know what picture made me laugh more. Was it this one? Was it Zach Z quoting Doja Cat or something like that on his caption? Was it the poem that Hoyland wrote? The fact that Kobe Mano posted a picture, and captioned it saying "our turn." That's so rude. Basically saying everyone gets a turn to beat Manchester City and this is just our turn. This picture is just so funny. Honestly, it's so funny. Did you see him celebrating Amad's goal? Yeah, he's doing shithousery with the United fans. Yeah, I saw that. Get another keeper and play Onana as a centre back. I don't think he's made to be a centre back. I don't think that. But let me know. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, I say this all the time. United got a long way to go before they got a competing squad, right? But I don't think the goalkeeper position per se is. I don't think that's the biggest problem that United have right now. A lot of you lot are saying make him a sub, not get rid of him, but make him a sub. Onana really does not contribute to this team at all. Slow to distribute, can't distribute accurately, slow to react to low shots. I honestly don't think it's that hard to find an upgrade. Who would we want to get if we got rid of Onana? The only keeper that I would have thought that United could have got was Mamadashvili, but Liverpool did their due diligence and they signed him in the summer for him to come in next season, when obviously Alisson probably will leave. He's a good goalkeeper. He's at Valencia right now. A lot of other goalkeepers, Mike Mannion, Diogo Costa. Oh my God, I just remembered. Yeah, sorry guys. I just remembered. There was a journalist. What's her name? Shit. I forgot what her name is. She's an ex-footballer turned journalist. And she's on TalkSport. Mixed race lady. Oh, guys, please tell me you lot know who I'm talking about. Please tell me you lot know who I'm talking about. Oh my God, my name's gone out of my head. I have to go and write TalkSport commentators. Because I saw the worst take from her. Leanne Sanderson. There you go. Shout out to Leanne Sanderson. Because I saw, when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. I didn't even engage with it. Leanne Sanderson, if you don't know, she's a former footballer, pundit now. She talks about the game. And I need to find you lot the exact tweet. Here it goes. This was last week. She said, like I've said many times, unfortunately for Saints fans, they will get relegated. But Man United should be doing everything to get Aaron Ramsdale. I don't care what anyone says. Onana isn't the answer. Not the only problem, but not good enough. I genuinely... Oh, you lot can't even read that. My bad. This is what she said. It was the worst... That is easily the worst football take I've heard this season. And she's entitled to her opinion. Shout out to Leanne Sanderson. This industry is for all. Everyone's allowed for their opinion. And actually, she was getting a lot of abuse, which I don't think is right. People were being a bit harsh. They can challenge her opinion, but no need to, be hurtful and say offensive stuff. But I couldn't believe it. I thought the same Aaron Ramsdale that said he has difficulty concentrating in games. Nah. I thought, she can't be talking about that Aaron Ramsdale. It can't be that. The guy that got kicked out of Arsenal. You think he's good enough? The guy ain't good enough for Arsenal. What makes you think he's good enough for United? You might as well put me in goal. Give me gloves. Put me in between the sticks. I'll do a good job if that's the case. If that's the bar that we're trying to have, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But I've seen people talking about Onana, obviously. And I've seen people talking about this guy here. I don't want to talk too much about Amad because I feel like a broken record sometimes, guys. Because I just feel like I talk about Amad way too much. This was my favorite moment of the game yesterday. This was my favorite moment after Pep's reaction to the penalty. And by the way, guys, that should have been a red card, and I will die on that hill. I will absolutely die on that hill because it's a one-on-one chance, and Mateus Nunes absolutely takes him out. I feel like if the challenge was any worse, that could have been a serious injury to Amad, especially his knee. I don't know if you lot see, but the way that his leg is planted and the way that the tackle comes in. But this picture here is absolutely, I will frame it. I actually might put it up on my wall. I'm not going to talk too much about Amad because you lot know I've been talking about him for ages. And I'm glad everyone's seeing his performances right now, and he's getting all the glory. But there's a guy that we need to talk about, the elephant in the room, which is Harry Maguire. wonderful performance yesterday, guys. Wonderful performance. And he said after the game, I think he was talking to Andy Mitten after the game, he said that there's positive talks right now between him and United, potentially for him to stay. We might see a future with Harry Maguire. I don't think Harry Maguire will be an integral part. But I also will say that every player in the squad is integral. Just because you might not start all the time does not mean you're any less important than the person that starts all the time. We need everyone to play their role. If he's willing to cut his salary and take on a squad player role, keep him. Because I also know personally firsthand the influence that he has, or the impact that he has, in the dressing room when it comes to players. Players look up to him, guys. Just because you might not, or I might not rate him as a footballer per se, players in the dressing room actually hold him to a high regard, as well as people at Manchester United. They hold him to a high regard. So I think Harry Maguire could stay. And I said this a couple of weeks ago. I said, if Lindelof leaves, Johnny Evans leaves, I don't see the likelihood of United signing 3 new centre-backs. I don't see it happening. So I could see Harry Maguire staying. Good performance. He's still rubbish, though. You know what? I think in games like this, where this is a big game, right? You need a player to step up. You need your players to perform well. He did that. So you have to give credit where it's due. I think we have to give credit where it's due. But like I said, Harry Maguire staying, for me, it rides on other things like, are you willing to take a pay cut? Are you willing to take a reduced role? Are you happy with that? Because just because he doesn't have the captain armband, guys, he's still a leader, guys. He's absolutely still a leader anyways. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. But you guys know what it is. Listen, did we get to 100 likes? I hope we did. Yes, we did. We hit 100 likes. We surpassed it. But that's still not good enough, guys. Keep hitting the like button, especially if you've been here for the last hour and you haven't hit the like button. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe as well. If you are new here, we'll be live Straight Jacket podcast in about 10 or so minutes. I'm going to go get myself some water, stretch my legs. And then we're going to talk about some more football over on Saeed's channel. You don't have to go anywhere because it will redirect you. And you guys can chill there until we go live. Make sure you hit the like button over there. Make sure you guys, let it be known, Minions gang, that's what you're there for. Tomorrow, no video as I am out shooting at a rival stadium. I'm not going to say what stadium, but I don't want to go there. But I have to work calls. So we've got to go there. What else we got? We got content coming throughout the week. Of course, we're playing Spurs on Thursday, so we'll have content leading up to that. If you haven't watched my 5 things we learned after yesterday's game, go over now and watch it. Don't be a disgrace. Go over and watch it now. If you want to see what I'm up to tomorrow as well, guys, follow me on Instagram. Ats are all the same. All my social handles are all the same at minamufc. You'll see a lot more stuff on Instagram, etc. On my day-to-day stuff. But yeah, make sure you hit the like button, guys. On your way out, I'll be back, inshallah. If there's any news tomorrow night, I'll be live. If not, I'll have a video out tomorrow and then back with a stream on Wednesday, man. You lot know what it is. I hope you have a wonderful evening. I'm out, guys. Manchester's red. Peace.